everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aphrodite, aka Madam Suave. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. Be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. Remember that energy is... Girl, get your shit together, okay? Remember that energy is timeless and fluid. This could be past, present, or future energy. Flip roles if they need to be reversed, and only take a resonance, leaving the rest for what it's meant for. Okay, so let me just quickly and briefly tell you why I was laughing. It's because I just had a little thought in my head, because I was going to tell you guys getting on here, depending on the length that it takes us to get through this video, that it takes me to get through this message, is going to determine whether or not I am on camera, okay? Because I tried to delete some stuff before coming on. I got a little enough space, but I was just thinking, I was like, we might have to do partial on camera. We could do partial on camera and partial off. Is what I was just thinking. Okay, I don't know why that made me laugh, but it just did. Okay, so okay, but anyways, let's go ahead and get straight into the message. The message is not even a laughing matter at all, but so I'm just like, I don't know what else is in the energy. There may be some some fun happy-go-lucky energy today. But yes, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Literally, guys, I don't have time to be doing no little breakaways and no little messages. So if there's anything additional to say, it's going to have to be on the screen, okay? I'm going to read what I have. We are not going to veer off track. We can't afford to do that, okay? So, okay, let's see. So yesterday, I read a Psalm of David, okay? Yesterday was obviously the 12th, okay? And we know David was a king, King David, who unified the 12 tribes of Israel. So in the message that I created, as above, so below, as within, so without, I mentioned the difference between a king and a wizard. So David was a king, and I also used the Star of David in the title, which is made up of the 4 elemental triangles, which also equals 12 points, as well as 6, okay? There are 6 total points, but if you 3 triangles that got 3 points and you multiply it, then that's 12, okay? So also, okay, so, but they also have 6 points, okay? So equals Saturn, or the law of man. So I posted this video October 21st. Sorry. So I posted this video October 21st of 2024, which was also a Monday, okay? Yesterday was a Monday. Yesterday was the 12th. This day was a 12 day, okay? A 12 day, a numerical 12 day, or 3 day. And that was almost 7 months ago, okay? And we know 7 to be associated with justice. Also, the 7th letter is G, okay? G for God, all right? So we also know that there are 12 disciples, 12 points in the sun, with Jesus being the Son of Man, also being the 13th point exalted in God, the I am, okay? And so, and I'm saying that because, today is obviously Tuesday. It's Mars energy. It is also the 13th. The 13th is the 13th degree is Aries energy, okay? Aries is associated with Mars, which is also associated with I am, okay? So that is why I am pointing that out. So in other words, so let me just repeat, because it's not gonna make sense if I don't repeat what I just said. Okay, so there are 12 points in the sun, with Jesus being the Son of Man, also being the 13th point exalted in God, the I am. In other words, the fulfillment of his law. So Israel translates to God is he. Israel is a place within you, just as Christ is a frequency meant to be awakened. An example or model of God sent to teach you how to reach him. Okay, Jesuas, God is us. And this is something that I have mentioned before, okay? So your frequency is too high and is frying people's brain cells, and I mean this quite literally, okay? I was hearing popcorn brain. So mental restlessness, decreased comprehension and information retention, cognitive impairment, passive consumption, impacting cognitive functions such as learning, memory, decision-making, and emotional regulation. So to receive the information you give, the mind must expand the same way that lungs expand when they fill with air, okay? Think of it as spirit, right? These are spiritual revelations, okay? So this information is accessed through the heart. So instead of the mind expanding, it explodes, right? Because it's almost like you cannot receive it because of I don't know if I wanted to say like impurities, etc., but yes, kind of impurities, right? I'm gonna get there, but when we talk about the bridge, right, the heart is the bridge. And so it's almost like trying to overwork the mind. The frequency just kind of fries the brain cells because it's trying to overwork the mind, something that cannot be comprehended because it is esoteric knowledge, okay? So this is access through the heart. So instead of the mind expanding, it explodes, cannot hold or retain information. So essentially they are sleepwalking or dazed. This is kind of like what it feels like when you are a little out of it after waking up from a dream, okay? So you are hypnotic, okay? People become entrapped like mind control because of your power and authority. They cannot help but to follow your commands like a lost puppy searching for an owner. They have no autonomy. And I'm not saying, okay, now guys, because I had to watch some of my videos back before deleting them. And I'm telling you guys, like, I don't be trying to like roast or anything. Like, I literally just be saying it as it is. And that's why anyways. So I was kind of laughing because like sometimes I say things like very dryly. And it's because it's like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, this is literally the best way that I can describe it to you guys, okay? Okay, so they cannot help but to follow your command like a lost puppy searching for an owner. They have no autonomy, stuck in automatic but cannot switch to manual control. This is something that I told you guys, right? It was like that need to switch into manual, okay? Being able to use your manual functions and kind of getting out of automatic, right? When you go into manual is when you kind of take control of your conscious mind, right? Because, or not simply your conscious mind, but through your subconscious, you gain control of your conscious mind, right? But if you do not have control over your subconscious, you are just constantly in automatic, right? And so you basically are out of control, have no control, right? That's as much as we're gonna veer off because like I said, we ain't got time for that. So okay, so yeah, so essentially they have lost function, okay? It's becoming harder to form thoughts, okay, becoming harder to form thoughts. Possible brain mass for someone, okay? Resistance of change that is in motion. I'm so sorry, I'm literally just writing it as if I'm reading bullet points, but yes. Okay, so for someone, okay, there's a possible brain mass, and then, but also what I was getting is that there is a resistance of change that is already in motion, okay? So this is intrinsic and cannot change because it was always destined and fated to happen. So like I said, this is something that was already pre-written and predetermined, okay? So it's something that is being resisted that cannot be changed, something that it's not going anywhere, right? It's intrinsic for this to happen. Therefore, there is no change that can occur or will occur, okay? So you are a bridge between, and let me just say, and this is almost kind of like the same for your destiny, okay? So you are a bridge between the material and spiritual realms, holding mystery, esoteric wisdom, hidden knowledge that requires multiple levels of mastery. There are Hindu spirit guides approaching you because part of embodying this frequency is having multicultural knowledge of God, finding God and truth in all things because all were birthed from the one true creator. You are getting ready to go deeper to unlock new dimensions, new pathways of power, new frequencies, new vibrations, gaining new meaning through experiences and connections. This path is going to lead you to many more paths that are beneficial to your soul's evolution and unlocking your full power and potential. Intensive studies that brings a lot of new excitement, reigniting your thirst for discovery. You have been wanting more, something fresh, and you may be overwhelmed with the amount that you do receive, okay? I was getting that knowledge is going to be pouring in from everywhere, seeing new webs, very focused because of where you are led, and this is meant to be safeguarded because this is a part of your initiation that you have earned, okay? You were chosen for this, and this is a sacred journey that you are able to access because of your spirit. You are recognized in and amongst the spirit realm, so there are hidden access doors that are being opened for you or that are opening for you, okay? You are moving onto a new level of mastery through the flow of energies as a part of your destined timeline, so this is preparation for something greater and fulfilling your purpose as a water bearer, okay? I'm also getting that there is going to be a difference or change in lifestyle for you, opening yourself up to new things as well as people. For some, I'm getting multicultural wedding here, okay? But something has been a long time coming that you have been waiting for a very long time or working towards that is finally coming into completion. This has taken a lot of patience, discipline, wisdom, and grace. So you have multiple things coming into fruition at once, and there is some information that you are going to receive that you need to keep to yourself, okay? As you move forward, there are people who are being met with defeat. This is the final quarter, but know that you have already won, okay? So your spirit team is taking it from here. You have other things to do, other things to focus on. Something is going to catch you off guard when you least expect it, when you are not thinking about it, or busy with other things that fulfill you emotionally. Enjoying this new journey and the things that you'll attract by fully immersing yourself in the experience and allowing yourself to be swept up in it, okay? Allow yourself to be taken away in this experience, okay? Because, yeah, we're gonna get there. Like I said, I ain't got time to be trying to, ain't got the time to be trying to freestyle. Okay, so you're going to be exploring different pockets that you have always known were there, but maybe that you haven't fully ventured down. You're letting it outpour because there is so much within you. This is going to lead you to a new level of radiance and complete transformation as you let go and give yourself permission. It is time to get out of your head and give your visions room to grow. You are accessing stored memory within your abilities to transfer those thoughts into rhythm and motion. Your spirit team will be working with and through you to develop these skills and talents. This is a part of your upgrade, so have fun with it, okay? So like I'm saying, you are going to have this kind of like this breakthrough of power, okay? It's going to be an evolution of your power, and what will be released from you is a product of embodying source itself, causing you to overflow with creativity and abundance because of how in tune you are with the most authentic version of yourself, in flow, in harmony, and in balance with your emotions. You are going to shock yourself through this explosion as you break free. This is your inheritance that is going to lead you to even more. So you have the natural ability to master things very quickly. Always remember to remain humble, but also there is an aspect of all of this that must remain sacred or unknown, and this isn't something that you'll have to worry about because it cannot be taught or translated into words. This is an energetic and frequency access portal and a gift to you, okay? This is a gift to you or a gift that you already possess that is simply being accessed, okay? There are a lot of people in turmoil around you who wanted you to be in the position that they are in. So it is almost like you have to gatekeep your happiness. Yes. There is a lot coming in from multiple directions and a lot happening all at once, okay? So what I was getting at, this is going to essentially be like a cancel out process, okay? Kind of like in math, right? Where something cancels out the other thing. So as you reap your dharma, karma is being handed out. And as your rewards escalate, so does their punishment until they are canceled out, quite literally canceled out, okay? And no longer your problem. So they are going to vanish into thin air. Your spirit team is dragging them and making their life a living hell. Okay, someone has very bad nerves, so really they are kind of just working against themselves. That's all that's happening, is that they are working against themselves, unable to stop self-destruction because they are literally not in control, like they are being forced to clear your path or get out of your way. Okay, so it's almost like getting beheaded, okay? Getting beheaded, right? And if you get beheaded, you have no direction, right? If you have no direction, you kind of are just like moving blindly or moving without the control of yourself. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like strings being pulled or something of the sort, almost. Like kind of ish, I don't know, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like basically they have no control over not having any control, right? So it's like the destruction process is not really an option or a choice that can be made. It's like they are going to destruct. That is what is written, predestined, pre-written. Like I said, cannot be changed. It is intrinsic. Okay, so yes, so everything works in your favor and everything works against them. All right, so we got through that. Hopefully we'll see if I'm on camera. If you got anything from this message, if this message was helpful to you or in any way, if you enjoy my channel, my content, my energy, etc., I do ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. And I'll see you guys on next time. Love you all. Bye.